And hello and good morning and afternoon or evening, depending on what time you're watching this, and welcome to WKNI TV 25 Good News Covington County segment. And today we're proud to have on Mr. I guess I'm going to call you Chuck, but it's George L. Chuck Patterson Jr. And welcome WKNI.
Thank you very much, Eddie. I appreciate it.
Chuck.
Yes, sir.
And proud to have you on, and you're running for Revenue Commissioner here in Covington County.
That is correct.
So what we want to do today, if you don't mind, is share with us your background, something about you, so the folks out there get to know who you are and have an opportunity to make a choice. And that's so important that people are informed when they get out and make that vote, because that vote counts, and it's very important.
It really does, and I appreciate you having me on this morning. Like I said, I usually go by Chuck. There was a lady here in Andalusia, Betty Williams, that was the founder of WAAO. She nicknamed me that as a child. And I was born and raised in Covington County. My father was George Sr. and my mother was Bernice Patterson. And they owned the skating rink. It was called Chucky Lynn Skating Rink in Opp, and that's where I worked most of my childhood. And then in 1976, I finished Opp High School. And upon graduation, I signed a scholarship with Coach Mickey Andrews at University of North Alabama. I lettered 4 years as long snapper and center, offensive center, and then I received a bachelor degree of science in business management in 1980. I'm married to Carrie Savage. She was my girlfriend for 7 years and my high school sweetheart, and we got married in 1980 when we graduated college. At that time, I worked in Opp for a short period of time. At that time, it was First National Bank of Opp. And we left and went to Lafayette, Louisiana to work in the oil industry. And in Lafayette, that's where I started my career in the accounting and management fields. And we had two wonderful children. Ingrid is 29 years old. She's married to Adam Pickren, and they started a company called Coastal Cotton Clothing. And I have a son, George Patterson. He is married to the Courtney Bass of Andalusia, and they both live in Tuscaloosa and work there. And I have had some citizens interested in what I've done during my professional career. I've had some wonderful jobs in the oil and gas manufacturing to a Fortune 100 company at Sony in Dothan. For 49 years, I've been able, for the most part, to live in Covington County and commute to my job, which allowed us to raise and educate our children in the county my wife and I both grew up in. It also allowed my wife to continue her job with the Covington County school system. She's been there 25 years this year. And I commuted from Covington County to Dothan for 11 years and also commuted to Lynn Haven, Florida for 4 years. And I've traveled outside the county to my job so that my family could remain in Covington County. We wanted our children to grow up and have family roots that we've had all of our life here. During my work travel, I have driven more than 500,000 miles in 33 years just to be able to live in Covington County and have the dedication and commitment to Covington County to provide for my family. Prior job experience allowed me to work with manufacturing plants in Mexico. Sony had 7 plants in Mexico, and LSG had also manufacturing companies in Belgium. So I was able to travel to those companies and go abroad and learn as much as I could. I have prepared $1 million budgets. I've invoiced as few as 100 customers with $33 million sales per month. And I've invoiced 55,000 customers with sales of $10 million per month. And with this saying, the Revenue Commissioner office is a business. And I definitely have the background and the years of experience to fulfill this position. I've also worked with various accounting, purchase, and inventory software systems, designed in-house reports to better manage and track data. In my accounting position, we were audited annually, sometimes semi-annually. I always welcomed the audits because I was confident that I had completed my job with good integrity and accountability. I also completed the Alabama appraisal course and was working on final certification hours when I was hired as controller for LSG. Laundry Systems Group was the largest laundry manufacturer in the world, and I gained a lot of experience there. And I will have the same dedication and commitment to the Revenue Commissioner's position and will be so proud to work in the county, Covington County. We have 33,677 parcels of land in Covington County, and approximately $12 million is collected each year. Alabamans have been paying ad valorem, better known as property tax, since 1902. My goal is to meet the needs of the citizens where it is helpful with general property questions and explain how the property tax are calculated, mapped, and assessed. I want to commend Ms. Janice Hart for her years of service and commitment to the Revenue Commissioner's office. She has done a great job and will be greatly missed. As a public servant, my goal is to provide excellent customer service and be progressive in maintaining and assessing your property records. If elected, I will have an open door, open mind to ideas and concerns of our Covington County citizens. I believe that I am the most qualified for Revenue Commissioner's position due to my 33 years of accounting experience and business experience. Look forward to serving everyone in Covington County in a fair, honest manner. I enjoy meeting people and plan to maintain a positive campaign.
Chuck, that's a lot of information, and I am grateful that you brought it to WKNI and let our viewers see this and hear this. First, I want to congratulate you for putting your name on a ballot. That takes a lot for an individual to do. Teresa and I both have been there, and it's strenuous.
It is
very strenuous, and for somebody to have the courage to put their name out there, and then of course the scrutiny comes in, and everybody sits there and they talk about each other, and it's politics, and we want to thank you for that, because that takes a special caliber of a person just to do that. Your reasons for running for office, okay, obviously you stated here that your concern is for the community, and you've been involved in it. You raised your family here, but what would bring you to run for Revenue Commissioner? I mean, that's a lot of responsibility.
Well, the main reason, Eddie, to do that is to service the public. I'll be a public servant, and I think it's important that this money is collected. You have a period of time from October to December that the taxes are collected, and then you have 9 months to make sure the recording's correct, that everything's in order. You also want to try to do customer service, because there's constantly people making transactions on property, and I just want to be in Covington County and help with those kind of questions and those kind of needs, because I just feel that, born and raised here, it's just part of my heritage to be able to work in the Covington County Revenue Commissioner's office.
Well, you're perfectly capable of retiring and enjoying your life and being out and about, and then now you're taking on this other responsibility, getting involved in this end of it. The Revenue Commissioner, and I'm not playing it down, it's a benign position, because you don't regulate the taxes.
That's correct.
That's done by legislation. Right. And so nobody can blame you for the property taxes.
That's right.
So, to hear that kind of a job out there, it's somebody that's basically, that knows how to run books, knows how to make sure that the paperwork's done right, how they say, the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, right, and the collections are made. One of the things that I know, well, first off, Janice's shoes are huge. She's a wonderful lady, and she has definitely made her mark in that office. And you've got staff over there and people that are involved in record keeping. You and I talked briefly a couple of weeks ago when you came into the studio about how important it is for technology to be a part of it. What do you think about what can you bring to the table on that?
Well, I have 33 years of experience in a lot of large companies. Sony went through 2 programs and wrote their programs in Tokyo, and then we used them in Dothan, Alabama. And I designed the reports that was used to track the data, and I think it's really important. You know, this is 2014, and you know, there's going to be more access online to, you know, be able to look at your taxes. There's going to be more access to everything. Will be transparent, you know, because again, we're in the age of IT, and we should be, you know, going forward as every year and making improvements. And I feel like that I have the expertise to be able to help with those sort of things, because I do know there's a lot of archives of records. You know, there's probably 10 years of records that are kept in the Office of the Revenue Commissioner. Whether some of this can be scanned, because some of it in the binders that it may take a special type scanner, but there could be some things that could be archived maybe through IT instead of maybe just having the raw data, the raw paper there to go through. Because I did talk to one gentleman, he said, you know, every year they move it from upstairs into the basement, and then some of the basement gets moved over to somewhere else. And you know, all the records are imported. I'm not saying that we've got to make sure nothing happens to the records, but we also have to make sure that we have a backup plan in case there was something that we needed.
Well, years ago, that did happen, where there was a fire at the courthouse, and a lot of the tax records were gone in deeds. People that don't do property transactions often, or maybe never have, don't realize how important that office is that you have over there, as far as being able to make sure that the paperwork's correct. Because, you know, if taxes are owed or not paid on a piece of property for a number of years, and somebody buys that property, they're still going to be liable. Somebody's going to be liable for those taxes.
That's correct.
So it's important to have your hands on that. You're out and about, visiting with folks, shaking hands, knocking on doors. What do you hear as far as from the public right now?
Well, I tell you, the Covington County, there's a lot of pride in this county. There's a lot of good people, and I've really enjoyed being able to get out and meet everyone that I have so far, and I've got 3 more months, and I hope to try to get to everyone I possibly can. There's approximately about 22,000 people registered to vote in Covington County, and I just want to, you know, do the very best that I can, and I want to serve the county and be there for questions or answers that they need, and be able to help in any way I can, because it is important in that office. And you know, it's the thing that I'd like to say, Eddie, is that this is real money to me. This is money that you pay, or I pay, or you know, everybody every year saves to pay their property tax. And that $12 million is used by the county, the city, the schools, the fire departments if they're ISO certified. And it's not some kind of government money that's coming down from Washington. It's real Covington County money paid. It's local money that's paid by local people.
Well, Chuck, again, that office doesn't set the ad valorem or anything like that. That's done by the county commission, and that's done by the state, and it's done by the cities as well.
That's correct.
But managing that is your responsibility, as far as it's being collected if you're elected in that office. Do you see the future of, when you said IT, do you see that people are going to be able to eventually pay taxes online and be able to access their records?
I do, yes, sir. Because if you look at the state of Florida, you know, you have access to your taxes there, and you can also pay those taxes online. And it's coming, you know, there's no doubt it's coming. And it's just to find out how much budget we have, because, you know, it takes money to have storage for IT, and it takes personnel, and it takes time, and it takes, sometimes you have to even hire, you know, an outside company to go in and load all this data in the beginning, and there's a lot of data. So first of all, I don't want to say, you know, that we're going to do anything, but we have to first look at what kind of money the department has to be able to automate if we need to.
Well, Amy Jones found out when she took office over as the clerk that all the automation and data processing and intake was tremendous, because they're putting everything online as well over there in that office. And eventually it has to come. I mean, everywhere else you go online, you can pretty much gather the documents and information online nowadays from a lot of cities and communities. What is the most important thing that you see as a challenge for you in that office?
Well, I just want, everyone to be a team, and I want us to work together, and I want us to greet the customer and make sure the customer is satisfied and knows that we're there to help him or her. And that's my number one goal, is to be a public servant to the county and make sure that, in that office, if there's something needed, that we respond. I know one lady had mentioned a while back, that she has several pieces of property, and in the description column, I noticed on some of ours, there is an address on there. So that is a thing that we can do. People that get numerous tax receipts, this may be something that they would enjoy because they're able to see which property they're actually paying for. And I'd like to try to make any kind of small improvements that are easy, because that's an easy fix, because there's room for the system to be able to do that, because if it's on my taxes, then it could be on your taxes, and that's just changes that could be easily fixed.
And a lot of people don't realize, Chuck, too, that you have to interact with a lot of different agencies and departments, because E911, you wouldn't think the tax department wouldn't have anything to do with E911, but you do, because not just because of the taxes, but because of addresses and property identification. That was a big thing several years ago, getting the right addresses and identification of property. And I remember Miss Janice working her heart out over there trying to help the 911 and other agencies around to get up to date on that. But so a lot of responsibility over there. Take a few moments, if you don't mind. You've given us a bio background. You've got a wonderful family and lots of experience out there as far as business you bring to the table. Just tell us a little about yourself, where you want these folks to go vote when it comes up in June, and why you want their vote.
Yeah, I want to serve the community. I want to serve the county. I want to serve the cities. I want to help the commissioners. I want to do everything I can for this county. And I want to work hard. I want to be dedicated and put the hours in it takes. I want to do all the automation that needs to be done and the resources that we have to do those automations. And June 3rd, we will vote for Revenue Commissioner. And I greatly appreciate you consider voting for me on June 3rd.
Chuck, we appreciate you coming in. Folks, very important for the candidates to come on and share their views and information here at WKNI. We have been known over the years to have an open door policy. As Chuck found out when he came in a couple of weeks ago and talked to us, we make this available for all candidates. And this is not a paid political ad. This is just Chuck coming in and talking and sharing and keeping our community informed. We will have what we call a debate during the process here over the next few months, and we're going to invite all the people that are on the ballot to come in and sit down and discuss their reasons for running and any issues they have with the community or live on television. So that is out there for everybody. I want to make sure we haven't heard from many other people out there as far as that's running in your office right now. And they're welcome to come on and do this exact same thing. The opportunities are there. But Chuck, good luck to you, and look forward to talking to you some more. Anytime something comes up, there's a change or something, or somebody has some new information come out, please feel free to contact us. And again, WKNI just wants to keep our community informed. And the only way to do that is if you come through that door and say, hey, Eddie, I want to let folks know what's going on. And you're welcome to do that.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a blessed day. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you coming on. Folks, Chuck Patterson, I'm just going to Chuck. He's really a great guy. He's come in the door and made himself available to you to share his information and his family information, his background, and his knowledge that he has and why he's running for office. And I'll tell you, just like I tell everybody that sits in this room here or sat with me before that's running for office, we take great pride in the fact that they run for office, because that in itself is a lot of stress and strain on a member that's running the individual and the family themselves. Mr. Patterson, God bless you and good luck to you. Folks, remember June 3rd is election. Let's get out and vote. Remember, keep it real, keep God in it. God bless you and we love y'all. We'll see you next time.